This video is for the final week of the class. You've made it. It's week 5. So this video will go through the different items that are due. Keep in mind that any extra information and detailed handouts can be found in this week's folder. As always, you just need to click on the weekly assignments tab and then scroll down to week 5. We are looking at the week of July 28th through August 3rd. Just a reminder that August 3rd is the last day of this class, so that's the last day that anything can be submitted. So let's take a look at the outline for this week. The first thing is the same as it's been for the last 3 weeks. You have completed your 4th speaking prompt, so now it is time for you to give feedback to the students in your small group. So this is the same routine that you've used the last 3 weeks, and that feedback needs to be posted on Blackboard by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, July 31st. The second thing that you need to do is to participate in this week's discussion board. This is the final discussion board for the class. The third item is to read and complete your reflection assignments for chapters 12 and 13, and this is using the text Communication in the Real World. Please make sure that you submit your interpersonal paper. The link for that is available in the week 5 folder right here. You may submit that as a Google Doc or as a PDF. Either way works great for me. If you have a Mac computer, sometimes the Word stuff does not work as well talking to my computer, so submitting as a PDF or a Google Doc works best. Your final informative speech is also due this week. Included with the speech, you do need to submit your updated outline and your reference page. Those are all due this week. Your speech should be submitted using the Blackboard discussion board, and that is the same as what you've been doing for your speaking prompts. So you will just go to the groups on Blackboard, click on your group discussion board, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom. This is where you'll find your final informative speech. Click Create Thread, and please put your name for the subject line. Before you submit your speech, please make sure that you follow these different steps. I'm going to go through them here, but please read through them carefully on your own. You need to record your speech using either a webcam on your computer or your cell phone. When you're recording your speech, I need to be able to see your face. So part of what you are graded on are your facial expressions and eye contact. So if I can't see your face, it's really difficult for me to be able to grade that for you. I should also be able to see your audience. It's not as important that I see their faces, so if it's the backs of their heads, that's fine. So usually students will put the camera at the back of the audience facing towards the speaker, and then I can see how many people are in your audience and also see your face. Another thing that students sometimes do is to have somebody in the audience hold their phone. They'll do a pan of the audience, including themselves, and then hold the camera on the person. If you do it that way, please tell your friend to hold the phone very still and just keep it straight on the speaker. I get a little nauseous when it's going all over the place, so try to encourage them to hold it still. The other thing that needs to be included in the recording is the visual aid. If it is difficult to see because of the room or the lighting, or maybe it's big enough for your audience to see, but it's hard to see from the camera, that's okay. Please include a link to it in your discussion post. So take a picture of it and link it, or if it's a PowerPoint, include that in your discussion post. You do need to be standing when you present your speech. So you'll notice in all of my recordings, I'm sitting down. You can see the chair behind me. That's because this is more of an academic explaining, teaching type situation. You are presenting a more formal speech, so you need to be standing. If you happen to have a podium or a music stand, that's a great thing to use during your speech that you can put your notes on. If you don't, you can set them on a table or a chair or a counter, or you don't have to have anything at all. Just be aware of how you're holding your note cards when you present your speech. I do need you to record your speech in one take. So don't put multiple recordings together and submit that. That's not a realistic representation of public speaking. So I want you to just do your best in one take, because that's a realistic way of how public speaking works. Once you have your speech recorded, you will need to share that on the Blackboard discussion board where I showed you just a couple minutes ago using your YouTube link. This is the same process that you've used for your speaking prompts, so you're just going to do that again. If you're unsure of how to do this, please make sure that you talk to me sooner rather than later, and I've included the number for tech support. I can't accept anything late for this assignment, so it's imperative that you get this done on time. I encourage you to get it done even a day or two early in case something goes wrong. And you cannot pass the course without this presentation, so it's imperative that you get it turned in on time. Beyond your speech, there's also a link for submitting your, sorry, let me get to the right spot here. In the week 5 folder, there's a spot for submitting your updated outline and references. Even if you didn't make any changes from 2 weeks ago, week 3, when you submitted them the first time, I still need you to resubmit them here. If you chose to complete the extra credit paper that was available for this class, it's listed in your syllabus, that should also be submitted here as well. If there are any other late assignments that need to be submitted, those need to be in by the end of the day on Saturday, August 3rd. That's when this course closes and everything needs to be submitted by that time. It's a very short window that I have to do the grading and get final grades submitted. If something is going on in your life that's preventing you from getting those assignments turned in on time, you need to be open with that communication so I know what's going on and I can try to help you through that. I've had a really great semester with you, and I look forward to seeing your final speeches. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please make sure you reach out and let me know. Have a great week.